Let's talk about multi-offers today, the multi-offer situation. It is a big subject and there are different perspectives on it. Let's talk about it from the buyer point of view. Say I'm a buyer and I see a house and I like it and I would like to make an offer. So I call my agent and I say, hey, I would like to make an offer on that house. The agent tells me, excellent, let's do that. However, he tells me I need to know that there is another offer being negotiated as well. So, and then he tells me this is a multi-offer. So then what is a multi-offer situation?
Right. A multiple offer situation is when there's more than one written offer on a property. And what we do at Barfoot & Thompson is whenever we discover this happens, whenever there's more than one written offer, we stop negotiating with each one of those purchasers. We get them to go away and give us their very best offer, so the best possible price on the most favourable conditions, and they sign an acknowledgement that they understand that this is a competitive situation and they may not be given another opportunity to discuss their offer with the vendor. We then present each one of those offers side by side and the vendor decides what happens next. They may reject all of the offers, they may accept one of the offers, or they may choose to negotiate with one of the parties. But what we're trying to avoid here is a three-way negotiation where we could run the risk of selling the house multiple times. So that's what we're trying to avoid.
Excellent, thank you. So if I'm a buyer, what would be your suggestions on how can I make my offer stronger? How can I increase my chances of buying that particular house because I do want it? What do I do with my offer?
Well, first of all, it's a good situation to be in because someone else is interested in buying that house, which means it's a good house to be making an offer on because someone else wants it. Secondly, the multiple offer situation is about making everything as fair as possible. So each one of those buyers is given the same opportunity to put their best foot forward. So there's no kind of backroom dealing, there's no, untoward things happening. Everyone gets that same opportunity and each offer is confidential to the other purchasers. Now, in terms of making your offer as attractive as you can to the vendor, obviously it starts with a great price, and it needs to be a price that, from a purchaser's perspective, that you are really putting your best foot forward. There may not be further negotiation, and so if you're not successful in the multi-offer situation, you're not unhappy with losing because you gave it your best chance. So the best possible purchase price that you're willing to put in writing, and then you have to start looking at the conditions. And the conditions are just as important as that price because it's all about certainty. Yeah? The more conditions you have in an offer and the longer conditions you have in an offer, the more uncertainty there is associated with that offer. So reduce the number of conditions and reduce the length of those conditions, and that will make that offer seem a whole lot more attractive. I've seen situations, in fact, where unconditional offers with the full amount of certainty that you can get, maybe with a little bit less money, are accepted over those offers for slightly more money but with more conditions, depending on the vendor, of course. So look very carefully at that. So, for instance, a standard building inspection condition is 10 working days. Now, often, if you have a contact in the building industry, you can organise that inspector to come through a lot faster. Sometimes you can get them to come through before you've even made that offer so that you can reduce that condition altogether. But at the very least, bring it back to 5 working days or less if you're able to, because that's really important when the vendor's looking at that offer. Same thing with your finance condition, with your limb condition. Also consider the title requisition clause. So that's the clause that allows the purchaser's solicitor to have a look at the title and see whether there's anything which needs to be considered there. And that can often be brought back to 5 working days or something like that as well. So then all your conditions line up. And also factor in any unusual conditions that you want to include. So if you're putting in a due diligence condition, that's basically a walkaway condition where for basically any reason you can cancel that agreement, and that would have a great deal of uncertainty associated with it and won't be looked favourably on by the vendor, and so you're better off having a finance or a building inspection or be more specific with the things that you're looking for with this particular transaction.
Excellent, thank you so much, Dan. And then again, some buyers are still not quite keen on multi-offers. They feel maybe they are a bit pressured, or they feel they don't want to compete with somebody else. So what would be your advice in terms of how not to get involved in the multi-offer?
Well, the best advice I can give any buyer is if you go through a house and you like it, make an offer. Make an offer quickly. Don't hang around, because the longer you wait, the more likely you'll be in a situation where you're competing with other buyers for that property. And even in the current market, great houses do go quickly.
That's a very good advice. Thank you so much, Dan. And we hope you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. If you're thinking of buying or selling, please give us a call. We're keen to help you. Thank you so much and have a nice day.